Hey, I'm Sharon Dawn. How you going? And today we are doing our beginner's drawing trick number 4. This is a really simple way to map out a picture by using a grid. So let's give it a go. Okay, so we're going to do 2 different grids, 2 different ways of doing it, and I've drawn 2 grids on my paper, and I've put the same grid onto Nemo here, who we're going to draw. So I'm going to show you 2 different ways. The first way is we look for the shapes and we draw them in. So we've got an oval, we've got a circle, and then we've got these, and then we've sort of got, I don't know what you call that shape, sort of like a rectangle almost, but a little fin on it. And then when we look at the shapes, it's easier to sort of work it out than thinking, oh, I've got to draw a face and an eye and so forth. So this is what we're going to do. So I'm going to put Nemo over to the side here. I'm going to start with this big oval. So we've got our line here, which is here, and we can put that a little mark here, and I'm going to do it in pen if my pen works, so you can just get a so you can see it better. So that line there is sort of like that, so we'll just do a swoop around, and then this one is about halfway, just under here, so we'll swoop up, and then we can see on the grid here it goes about here. A little bit tricky with the camera, but we'll get there. I've got a pole at the end of the tripod sticking into me. Doesn't work so well, but anyway. So we're around here, and our oval, sort of got a flat bit in our oval here. If we were drawing with pencil, we'd probably more go for a swoop of an oval, but seeing I'm doing it in pen, I'm just going to try and get that whole shape how it is. And look, you know, it doesn't need to be perfect. So then I'm just going to do this little shape here, which we can see comes to here. Oh, going backwards. That's interesting. Goes with my thought of trying to learn to write and draw with my right hand, something I'm practicing. Not overly successful, but it is actually good to learn to draw with your non-dominant hand, because surprisingly you can sometimes get a better picture. When I first did that I was absolutely amazed, but anyway, that's how it works. So let's go back to our circle here. I'm always jumping the gun. We'll go this one here because it's easy to see that line is here and just comes into that square there, comes about halfway down here, and about 2/3 of the way here. Oh, it went a little bit flat, and then this one goes up, and we've got a little bobble for his eye, and around, and then obviously we've got a circle. Oh, the drawing's shocking today. Never mind, you get the idea. Drawing really is bad today. We all have bad days, doesn't matter. It all goes back to what is the point we're doing it for. Well, I don't know about you, but I just do it for fun, so I'm not overly fussed. I do try and get it reasonably good for these videos, but I don't stress about it too much, because it's not my goal to be stressed. Whoops! See, talking too much now. That should have gone up and should have been over there. So we've got a funny little line there. This point here comes from here and here down to
I'm not a big fan of doing the lines, the grids, to be honest, because I'm always in too much of a hurry, and I sort of end up just ignoring them, which is really defeats the purpose, doesn't it? I'll just leave that there like that so we can do that little bit. I do seem to be out with my lines. Some squiggles down here. And you'll see that where I'm not following it well is because I'm taking my eye off the picture and my brain goes, oh, I know how to do that, and it just does it. And that's how come we end up with stick figures. It's because our mind has just taken over and thinks it knows how to do it. So here I'd have to think about, do I want to have this little bit over the top of the fish, or are we not going to worry about it? I'm not going to worry about it on this picture. I'm not actually going to put those bits in. I'll do them on the next one and show you what I'm going to do there. So that's a very rough example of how following a grid using shapes if you don't take your eye off the picture and do the shape. So I'm going to try and show you a different way which sort of works better for me. So we'll give that one a go. Alright, so on this top grid I'm going to do it, we're going to work this way. So instead of doing the shapes, we're going to do it how we did the other day and more work on just looking at where we're at the moment. So I'm just going to put these bits in the first half of the grid, get it a little bit better because this style suits me a bit better. Again, because it makes me keep my eye on it and I stop looking at how I think it is and do it more how it is. So we've got it, that's about halfway there. Oops, pen doesn't want to work. And just before that we could see that little line goes to there. And of course when you're doing these sort of, you know, we're doing a soft coral, it's not a be all and end all if it's slightly different, because it doesn't matter what it looks like. It's just to give the idea of moving coral. So when you get to this next bit, it's easier to fold that back. So fold that first grid back, and because we're fitting it like that, so we can see better where our next grid is, and we cover up that one again. So we're just in our one grid, and we're going to come down to that point there, and we're going up like that, and we've got a couple of lines here. We've got this curve here, so we've got this little bit here, and then we come down. That wasn't quite right, but like I said, that bit doesn't matter. We don't have to worry about the coral being accurate, we just want the look of it. You can see that goes up there. My drawing is really bad today. We all have off days, and I'm having one of them, and you're getting to share it with me. So again, we'll just fold that next bit back, cover up that last bit. You can see why I like urban sketching, because you just scribble. And there's so much room to let it be just whatever it is. Now I want to get these bits on here because I do quite like that over the top. And then to our last bit. And if you've noticed what I'm doing, I'm sort of making it up now with that little bit at the bottom. But there you have it. There is our Nemo done from left to right, or if you're right-handed, right to left, or up to down, down to up, whatever works for you. But like we did the other day, but this is more with a grid. So as you can see, it's not my favourite style, but it is a style that does work for lots of people. So give it a go, see if it works for you, and I think we'll just chuck a bit of colour on it now, eh? Alright, so Nemo's orange, so let's put some orange on him. Now I'm using quite a pointy brush. I really like this brush. It's actually one of the cheaper ones I bought. I bought myself a really expensive Flash squirrel hair brush, and it's nice to use, but for some reason I always gravitate to this one. It's just got such a great point on it, and it's a 12 round, and I think I got it from Spotlight, this particular one. You know, when I started painting, I was told you've got to have the best brushes, and look, you've got to have a reasonably good brush, there's no doubt about it, but don't be fooled. Some of the cheaper ones are actually really good. With the round, it's more about having that really good point here, so that you can just get in, and like I could do really fine lines with this brush, and that's why I like it. It's a real smooth brush. So that's the biggest thing to look for with a round, because I can use this, instead of going all different sizes, I pretty well just use this brush. And I've got a huge amount of brushes, but this is the one I always seem to pick up. Alright, so we'll let him dry, and we'll go down and paint the bottom one. Now I'm just doing the orange and the same depth all over, the same strength, and if you wanted to shade it more, you could come back when it dries and put a little bit more orange in spots, and a slightly mix something a little bit darker into it to give it a bit more shadow. Okay, I'm going to put a bit of blue around our Nemo, just so he's in the water. And again, this is where this fine brush comes in nice. You can just get around that edge, and then just pull that out, just like that. And of course, blue and orange, you know, they're contrasting colours, so blue always makes an orange pop, which is just lovely. So there you have it. There's our Nemo. We could do just like the image and do a little bit of blue on this one, just up a bit, and down into here a bit. And we just wipe that brush off, so it just thins it out. And there you have it. Two different Nemos, both drawn different ways, same fish. Hopefully that gives you an idea on how you can do it. Sorry, it was a bit rough today, just didn't have my art mojo for some reason. But anyway, hopefully next week it'll be better. I'll see you on Creating Vision Journals Together, the Facebook page. Otherwise I'll see you on my YouTube channel, Sharon Dawn. Catch you next week. Cheers.